Hello everyone, my name is Aiden, and welcome back to another City Skylines video. Today's it's 40 minutes long. Today's build, I guess you could say, is on the continuous flowing intersection, a intersection where traffic goes into its own, no, traffic wanting to take a left goes into its own lane and is able to bypass traffic quite easily. You can see it here in a little um, this little thing right here. But I'm going to do a lot less talking in this. Probably at the beginning I'm going to explain a little bit more on this. You can see it over there on the left. Traffic is able to take their left. I'm doing hand signals like you guys can see what I'm talking about. But this is what it previously looked like. It was a half SPOE, a half single point urban interchange. It was temporary. It was a fun little build I did just on my own, but I'm like, all right, bye-bye. It's time to change it about. Now, the inspiration for this video actually comes from a YouTuber called Yumbl TV, who does a lot of road explanations and road builds and all around a lot of really fun stuff. He has his own little town that he's building in City Skylines. But I actually got the inspiration from him because he does little side videos talking about roads and talking about roads and building them in City Skyline, showing us how they work. Now I don't want to say I stole his idea, but I definitely got a lot of inspiration from him, and he kind of pushed me to make a video like this. I'm gonna be quite honest. I don't think you'll ever see this video, but I mean, if he does, hey. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to do a lot less talking in this video and just kind of let this play out and let you guys, if I do need to explain something in there, like I can explain what I'm doing right now. If I do need to explain something later, I'll pop in and kind of explain what's going on. So I guess for right now, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get the exact measurements on the angles and how large it's going to be. So I'm kind of just splitting this in half and letting it go up and seeing how far away each part of the highway was. So I can get like dead in the center, upgrade it like I'm doing right here. Upgrade it fully and then merge the highway into the boulevard. Now normally you would not, now from what I've seen, you wouldn't exactly use a one of these kind of intersections. This part right here gets really funny. But you wouldn't exactly use one of these on a highway. You'd mainly use it in an area that has a high amount of density, or like urban and commercialized density. But I don't think a highway, like just tearing apart half of a highway and doing it, but considering the size of the highway that I already had, I decided, you know what, it's a main highway, yes, but a lot of the traffic, there isn't a lot of traffic can actually just wait. That doesn't make any sense. I'm kind of just rambling, but I want to talk about this here. So I tried to do it on my own first to get the right idea down. I just started messing around with the nodes, seeing how all this is going to work out, and I was just completely stumped. I look back on it, I look just from above, and I'm like, this is not right. Something is definitely not right here. So I restart for the first try. I come back after watching, I think it was after I watched a little bit more of Yumbl's video, because this like helped me as a guide to know how to build one. I'm like, oh yeah, 1 unit over from the faraway side. Yeah, it's, I think I'll let you guys laugh at me for Oh no, I'll definitely let you guys laugh at me for doing this, because I laughed at myself plenty of times trying to figure this out. Sort of the way to do it is you have to connect all of them into one, and then use node controller to sort of space everything out so it's parallel with the road. So it's parallel with the road. I'll let you know what here. I'll let you guys watch me fail miserably at trying to get this to work, and once I get the actual finished product, then I can explain a little bit more. So I finally got it all worked out, and then I ran into an issue. What the hell is the grass doing? At this point I was getting really pissed off, and I wasn't sure what to do because he didn't have this problem all too much. I'm like, why is this doing this to me out of all people now? So I started to mess around a little bit. I did very, very major adjustments, or very minor adjustments, to really get the grass away from this, because the nodes were just not happy. I'm like, oh wait, right there. Oh, yes, sir. So once we got everything angled properly, I think I had to go through all to the ends of the nodes, just click on them and straighten them out. And I believe the measurements that I did, actually pull them up right here because I can't read the video. The measurements I did for the corners are 25.2 meters. Like I said, very minor adjustments to try and get it to work, because I had 24 at first. And I'm like, this isn't working. So I had to I had to scroll a bunch of times to figure out which way to get it. And I wanted to try and make it even on both sides, or the offsets even on both sides, or on all four sides. And then the normal habit of Jesus, I cannot speak. The normal habit of me setting dedicated left turn lanes hit me here. You could see me add a bunch of lanes to make sure the traffic turns left, but you'll see me delete them later on, realizing that the whole point of this is so you didn't have left-hand turns on the main road. So go past me for being stupid. But I do have to leave. I think I leave an extra lane, or I get rid of one lane so I can actually keep it as a 3-3 or 4-3, one lane with a dedicated right turn lane. So basically three going through and then 3 entering, and then the left turn only lanes that you would use to cross over into the entering traffic. Where was I going with that? Shoot, I don't remember what I was trying to say. I completely just lost my train of thought. Man, why do I do that? I'm good at that. I really am. Hey, this is just a little build of me doing this. Showing you guys my process on how I did it. Yeah, we're starting to close it. We're trying to close it in for get into the second half of this build. Oh. You can also see me fiddling around with trying to get the left turns with the right amount of lanes, and I was just getting so confused with myself because every time I'd go around, I'd switch them back and then switch them back and switch them back. I just could not figure out what I was doing. And then here's me trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm like, oh yeah, traffic's supposed to go all the way over here, right? And I completely misunderstood how these things actually work. Here's a little cinematic of the finished product, I believe, with all the right turn lanes too, or with all the right amount of lanes at some angles. And for this part here, this is the second part. Second part of connecting all the nodes together, making sure that the slip lanes, or the left turn lanes, are actually connected to the road, because that's helpful, right? I was also having trouble with these nodes, even though they're simple. Trying to get the right spacing between each entering point. But I later turned that entire highway, the majority of the highway, into a boulevard, and have a lot of plans for it later on. But that's for later on. That's for a different area to come. But you just saw me switch back all the lanes to their proper positioning. And then here I wanted to try and get the right amount of units over. And at this point I just kind of gave up. I'm like, okay, so this looks about right. Yeah, that looks about right. I wanted to try and make it 24, but I was like, oh, that's 27. That's like 3 off. I forgot how much I made this one, but it was definitely a longer bit. Messing with the nodes is such a tedious process. But in the end, it's worth it. Because no matter how much you space them out, that's always just going to screw up somehow. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And sometimes it's not even the nodes, it's the segments themselves. Because you have to screw around with the segments and not the actual bits and pieces of the node. Yeah, I could definitely. I'm sensing myself getting a little bit mad. Just trying to figure out anything and everything, just to try and fix this stupid grass bit. I was like, I delete everything. I'm done. You want to know what happens when I rebuild it? It does the same thing. And then I cut it all out because I'm like, I don't want to keep messing with this. I'll figure this out. And I did, obviously. But the one thing that kind of did annoy me a little bit is how at some left turning points, you can see the arrows on the far left end not know that it's a left turn lane, and they stay going straight, which is really annoying. Do I figure it out here? Do I know what I'm doing? Wait, let's find out. No, I still don't know what I'm doing. Oh, go me. God. How could somebody be this dumb, guys? Can't believe it. I'll figure it out. eventually here. Oh, jeez. But obviously, with the the reason why I'm laughing, I don't know if you could tell yet, but traffic turning left isn't supposed to go into the other node. It's supposed to go into the main source of traffic, not the slip lane for traffic. So where I have it placed now is not where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be next to the grass median. And I don't know that, and I keep messing around with the dedicated lanes. Oh, Jesus. And then you might be asking yourself, well, why didn't you just completely retry? Why'd you leave this in here? I'm like, well, I'm not like the other people, alright? I'm not like other YouTubers. I leave my mistakes in. Alright, I want to make sure that this is what you guys are not supposed to do. I use my stupidity to help others. It's a fun way of saying it. So I look over at it and I'm like, you know what, this isn't right. And I go back in, and I think this is where I finally figure out this is where I fix it. Yeah, you got your dedicated right turn, your 3 going straight. Dedicated right turn, 3 going straight. Bada bing, bada bing, bada bing. 3 going straight with your dedicated right turn. Aw, so far so good, guys. We're 3 for 4 right now. And the right turn. Aw, yeah. Boom. There we go. And then I also decided to myself that then I let traffic from the far right lane actually take the middle and far right turning space, just to help more amount of traffic flow through the or take up more lanes, because I know how the AI acts in this game, and they're not smart. So I gotta make them do it so that they understand. Yeah, but back over here, making sure that each one of these points has the right amount of turning lanes and a right amount of lanes in general, and that they're all spaced out equally. You know, for a guy who takes a speech class, I still like to say a lot. Because a lot of this is improv or impromptu, whichever way you want to say it. I don't have a script. I just speak. Is it the smartest way? No. But is it more natural? Yes. I like to be able to talk without a script and without something to back myself up on. Just trying to kind of find ways to let it all out at first try. In quotes, that is. Because, sometimes I have... sometimes I do retakes. If I screw up somewhere, I feel like I have to completely restart. Like, I messed up the intro for this video, and I had to restart it all. That wasn't too bad of a process, but it's still one example of how I actually go about making these kind of videos. I should do another full-on live play build here. Sorry, live play design, because I don't do much of the building in the live plays that are going to be coming up here shortly, but I do a lot of the detailing, so that'll be fun for you guys to watch. See how I detail on and make it my own creation instead of going off of Yumbl's. Because I mean, already here, I'm using a 3-to-3 when he uses 3-to-2. So the right turning traffic doesn't have a dedicated right turn. When going onto, let's say, Walker Boulevard, they have to slip in to the 3 lanes that are already there. But usually there isn't enough traffic to actually cause a tailback or yeah, you know, a massive tail of traffic in the right turn lane going on to Walker. So I didn't really have to worry about it all too much. Well, and here we are. The continuous flow intersection. It's not, of course, fully done. I am here to detail it with you guys live. But I hope you enjoyed that little live, the time lapse there of me actually building the entire thing. This is gonna be really fun, I think. I've always wanted to know how to build one of these in this game, and I watched Yumbl's video. I think I may have mentioned that in the time lapse. I watched Yumbl's video on how to make one of these, and I immediately just like, I have to make a video on this, on doing it my own way, even though it's pretty much, there's only one way to make one, but you can add lanes and detail it to the way that you please, or maybe in a different area, because mainly they're used in high density areas. But for me, there was, you saw at the beginning of the video, a really bad half spooey, like a single point urban interchange. It was really bad. It was like half too, because of the rail line that was sitting through here. I didn't want to cut the rail line down, so I think what we're going to do with that is just submerge it under, put it under a tunnel. I could have done it with the other interchange, but and made it into a full spooey, but I think I wanted to build this mainly because they're a lot more interesting, I think. I want to see how traffic flows, because this is like the main highway throughout the entire world, I guess, if you want to say in quotes. But this is like the highway that takes you all the way through. You know, I built this diverging diamond on my own. There's this giant interchange, but this is like the main highway. So I think the further out we get, the more I want to make it urbanized and kind of less of a highway and more of like a boulevard. So, you know, traffic can actually slow down a little bit and maybe pull it back to a highway right here, something along those lines. But we are going to connect this up now. Right. So 3 and 3. Make sure I got this right. Boom. 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 Okay. Get on my way, tree. So we will make sure that the nodes are aligned properly. This looks a little bit off here. It's alright though. I'm gonna like stretch that out, turn it back into, actually no wait, I could just switch it fully because it just goes back in. Honestly, I think what we can do here is switch this about. I'm getting distracted, but it's for the greater good. And line it up a little bit better. There we go. Turn that back on. That should make the curve a little bit better. Yeah, it's tighter, but honestly, I think it makes sense, because if it goes from wider highway and then kind of closing in on the main boulevard. Makes sense, I think. So that should cross properly. Swing that back a bit more. It's already in a bend. Just make sure kind of gets the right angle at it. Yeah, that looked good. Okay, so yellow line here. Double yellow. Make sure no crossing. Bada bing. Make this pretty quick. Add a concrete. I think pavement should work, right? Yeah, and then a little bit of this. Boom, bow. And boom, bow. I don't know why it doesn't do it for the entire thing, which is a little bit upsetting, but we work with what we got. So this ends up through here. So go back into the intersection marking tool. Make sure these are all solid lines down. And then sort of do short dashed. Short dash should work. And then full dash. Full dash. Full dash. And full dash. Good. I think what we can do here as well is sort of make this a little bit cleaner. I want to see if it'll screw it up. Yeah, it will. Okay, well, I gotta keep the traffic light there then. What we can do, though, is get rid of the road markings. Because the problem with this one is that this does sort of... They do need to come together, in a sense. Because in Yumbl's video, it went from a 2 to 3, but mine goes from a 3 to 3 plus the merge. So it won't be a continuous right turn, but it'll do something. Alright, let's see, how are we gonna go with this? We could do a grass median down the center here. I should already have a grass one planted, good. And yellow line. Make sure we get those all on the lefts. Nope, did not mean to do that. Where'd it go? There we go. There's this, there's that. Boom. There we go. Now traffic does know that it must go that way. And we will to here. Add rule from there to there. Oh, I guess it didn't transfer. From here. Good. Solid. Add a maybe concrete. This is on the right. This is on the right, so it should be white. Haha, that rhymed. I'm just that clever. Stripes possibly might work. Pavement might be a little bit too sharp for this end here. So I think what we'll do... Go back to fillers. Where'd you go? There we go. I think what we'll do here is just turn it into a solid lines. Make it stay gray. Cool. This sort of... no. Should it cross all three? Be allowed to do that? I should just cross 2. I think we should just let it cross 2. So put that there. And then where's the line? Here we go, to here. And from here to there. This is fun, isn't it, guys? Oh, yeah. So what I gotta do here... Where'd it go? Turn this into short dashed. And this should be... This line here should be a double yellow, I believe. Nope, I didn't mean to copy it. Double yellow. Traffic stays to the left. And this goes to here. Perfect. Traffic stays flowing that direction. Coming in that direction. I think that's one done. Cool. So what we'll do here, I think to make time go by faster, 1 second. So yeah, to make time go by a little bit quicker, I just decided to go around and copy and paste the same thing that I did over here to all the other ones. That should work out pretty well. Want to make sure that all the lines should be set. And all of these lines are really making my computer chug. So then this here. So what we'll do is that this turns into this. And then all three of these lanes continue this direction. Actually, I don't know what direction this is. We'll find out here in a second. So put these lines down. Boom. And then we'll use the measuring tool. So in this way, that's traveling north. So then this is east to west. So this, yeah, so this direction is east. I should make a little compass. I'm gonna do that real quick. 1 second. And here we have it, guys. The continuous flow intersection and its massive footprint. So yes, this is a very, very massive intersection, or interchange. I mean, it's not really an interchange, but it sort of gives the vibe of one. You know what I mean? So I did a lot of the markings and detailing off camera, as you can see, mainly because, well, for two reasons. It was going to take too long, for one, and then for two, my my video that I recorded to get the rest of this in corrupted, so decided to just say screw it and do the rest of it off camera. But we added a couple signs, some guardrails. I got the time traffic light somewhat working. Don't ask me how I did it because I legit don't know. I just did this for fun. If you want to know how to get it to work, follow Yumbl's guide on it. I think it's probably something on my end because anytime I would set it up, like here, we can pull it up here. Anytime I would set it up, and so watch this. See, look, this and this are both green, right? They're supposed to go at the same time, but they don't. And I'm so confused because watch, you like they decide to go at the very last second, right? So then this traffic stops. They keep going through for some reason, but this traffic decides to go even when it was already green at the prior light or in state 5. Like, why? What? Why? So, I gave up, and as long as it flows, I am okay with it. I might have to do some, like, editing with the timing and stuff, but, I mean, it pushes traffic through pretty well. Considering that this is a main highway, I am quite happy with the way that the traffic does flow, and, the one thing I plan to make this like commercial and stuff. If you know the town in New Albany, or the town in Ohio, New Albany, drive through this avenue to get to work. This kind of avenue. So I want to put like businesses and different management centers along here. Maybe some apartment complexes along the sides and all that kind of stuff, all the good stuff. Since I did make this into a highway / boulevard. I would name it to Zane Davis Memorial Boulevard or Zane Davis Boulevard, but the game doesn't let me do that. So, and then yeah, but there's all that. Got all of it set up. It's quite rocking. I'm very pleased. Let's see here. There's something else I had to talk about. So according to Google, there are, let me pull this up again here, there are 24 types in America. Or not types, sorry, there are 24 total continuous flow intersections. Let's pull up one here. I don't know. Let's go to Texas. Big road place. Cedar Park, Texas. Where is it? Going to the coordinates. You know, maybe I should have had this pulled up beforehand. It's alright, though. We're all good, guys. We're all good. 1 second. Alright, here we go. We got it pulled up here. This is in Cedar Brook, Texas, off of Whitestone Boulevard and Palmer Lane. Obviously, in real life, they look a lot better, but this is basically how they... This is a real life example. Traffic moves into here, goes into their own lane, and is able to take it here. I don't have a video of a real life example, but we can go down to Street View here and look at it. Yeah, there's their slip lane. They got all these cool. They got the signs. You know what? I'm off topic, but the streetlights in Texas are very weird. I don't know how I feel about them. Yeah, there's that over here. There's this another left lane. Yeah, okay, so here's a pretty fun example. You don't have to do these slip lanes for every single for every corner. Like Ronald Reagan Boulevard has the same like normal left turn lane as what you would in every other intersection. But when you're coming off of Whitestone, that's when the Ronald Reagan Boulevard, that's funny how they put that in there, has their own like actual turning lane to go over. But you don't have that on Ronald Reagan Boulevard. So that's an example, I guess, of a half continuous flow intersection. I mean, it still is one, but it doesn't have one on each and every side, probably to use less space. But I mean, I've seen a couple of these, and I'm like, how am I going to build this? And thanks to Yumbl, I have now figured out how to build one in the game. And also thanks to Node Controller. Big up to Node Controller. Because without this, this would literally be impossible. Like, this is the max amount of nodes. I probably said this over top of, or somewhere else. But this is the max amount of nodes you can have on a node. Max amount of connections you can have on a node. And then trying to figure out how to actually get the right separations between one another was such a process. You saw in the time-lapse that it was... Oh, you can see me struggling. But, I mean, yeah, it's done. Here we have it. It's fun. Can't wait to do so. We're probably going to do a lot of other small little intersection builds or highway builds, or maybe even zoning builds later on for this for these series I've been doing. It's like side series I've been doing to kind of keep myself away from having to go into Arcoma a whole bunch. Because, man, I kind of lost a little bit of interest in Arcoma, and I want to do side projects to help me kind of use a little bit more creativity. There's something about Arcoma. I kind of messed up on it. That's a completely different topic, but I messed up on how I wanted to actually play it. So, but here we have it. It is done. This is done. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me what you think about this, and what I can improve upon. What do you want to see next? If there's a certain intersection you guys want me to build, or a certain interchange you want me to build, I got you. Yeah, but thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.